Anyways, always remove your eye makeup. An Australian woman in her 50s risked blindness and serious injury to her eyes after she failed to properly remove mascara from her face for decades. News.com.au reports that Teresa Lynch had not removed her mascara properly for 25 years. The mother of two reportedly suffered pain in her eyes as well as some irritation and discharge. Medication for this didn't help. Medical staff soon made a harrowing discovery inside Lynch's eyes. They found small bumps, specifically calcified concretions, underneath the woman's eyelids. And if those aren't dealt with, they can be bad news, Homo sapiens. Lynch told news.com.au that infection was so deep in her eyelid that the bumps were building on top of each other. Eye doctor Dana Robey said every time Lynch blinked, these bumps rubbed the surface of her eye. She treated the infection during a 90-minute medical procedure, but warned that Lynch had risked blindness. Robey published details of the case in the Ophthalmology Journal in a study titled Subconjunctival Mascara Deposition. It has some not-so-safe for YouTube imagery, but basically one look at it and you'll see why you should always remove your eye makeup. Here's more on the eyes. I think I've got something in my eye. A woman from Oregon got the shock of her life after discovering what was really irritating her eye: worms. Thalasia gullosa are parasitic worms typically found in cattle. They live on the surface of the eyeball and produce larvae that stay in the tears. Phase flies that feed off the animal's eye secretions ingest the larvae, which develop into a more advanced stage while in the fly's digestive system. The worms can enter a human host when an infected fly lands close to or in a person's eye. So far, only 10 other cases of eye worms have been reported in the US, with none caused by Thalasia gullosa until now. Eye worms can be killed with anti-parasitic medicine, but may cause scarring. As such, patients are advised to just monitor the eyes and remove any worms. The parasites have been known to cause vision loss and blindness in animals, but fortunately not in people. Ever wonder what staring at an eclipse will do to your eye? A woman in New York found out firsthand how a solar eclipse fries your peepers after coming away from the Great American Eclipse with a crescent-shaped eye burn. Naya Payne had peeked at the eclipse with her naked eye for a few seconds before borrowing glasses from a woman nearby. The 26-year-old didn't know what eclipse glasses were supposed to look like, but claims the sun still seemed bright through the pair she had on. Hours later, she noticed her vision getting blurry and she began seeing a weird dark spot. She lost partial vision in her left eye the next day. Doctors examining her eyes were shocked to find that the damaged area in the left retina was crescent-shaped, making it look exactly like the eclipse. They suspect that the glasses she used were either defective or fake, which allowed solar radiation to penetrate through and cause retinal damage. The condition, known as solar retinopathy, is permanent and is currently untreatable. Instead, Payne has had to retrain her vision to cope, but she'll probably have a permanent crescent-shaped void in her sight for the rest of her life.
This is why you shouldn't mess with your eyes. A Miami-based Instagram model ruined her vision after trying to change her eye color. According to the New York Post, Nadine Bruna traveled to Bogota, Colombia in October 2016. There, she spent $3,000 to have her eyeballs injected with silicone implants. But the procedure went wrong and hurt Bruna's optic nerve and gave her glaucoma. Bruna returned to Colombia and tried to repair the damage, but surprisingly, it was too late. Einstein had the implants removed back in the US, but her condition was irreversible. Now she has the vision of a 90-year-old. Bruna quit modeling and is now living off savings and money earned off Instagram. Bruna said she was stupid and didn't do the research before the operation. She's right, she is stupid. If you want to change your eye color, just get colored lenses.
Eardrums point to where your eyes look. Research from Duke University has shed a new light on how our eyes and ears work together. Scientists placed 16 people in a room with no sound and placed small microphones in their ears to record eardrum movement. They tracked how the individuals responded to shifting LED lights without moving their head. Researchers discovered that eardrum movement corresponds with where the eyes are looking even when no sound is present. They also detected vibrations in the eardrum just before the eyeballs shifted to wherever the light was. Body modification enthusiasts take note. A Canadian model could be losing one of her eyes after a botched procedure left it swollen and purple. Months ago, Kat Gallinger had her sclera stained by a tattoo artist who was also her then-boyfriend. The artist was horribly inexperienced. He didn't mix the ink with saline and used a large needle instead of a small one. The injection went too deep into the eye, delivering too much undiluted purple ink in one go, and resulted in an infection. Gallinger felt intense pain shortly afterward and began leaking purple ink from her eye. She was prescribed antibiotic eye drops, which only helped spread the infection. Soon, a clump formed around her cornea and her eyes swelled shut. Doctors were supposed to operate on the 24-year-old so they could cut out the lump, then do an amniotic tissue graft to replace lost tissue. Gallinger attempted to go in for surgery without sedation in November, but suffered the worst panic attack of her life. The missed operation has put her at a higher risk of eye loss, and though sedated surgery is still a possibility, she claims she's now considering eye removal. Gallinger has been open about her ordeal and hopes it will serve as a cautionary tale to anyone wanting to get similarly risky procedures done. The Ontario government has since added a ban on cosmetic eye tattoos to avoid more cases like Gallinger's. Play nice, China. The U.S. has filed a formal complaint with China after pilots in Africa were targeted by unauthorized Chinese laser activity. The U.S. military's Camp Lemonnier base is located in Djibouti, just a few miles from China's first overseas naval base, which was opened last year. According to a Pentagon spokeswoman, 2 pilots on a C-130 cargo plane were beamed with high-powered lasers while landing at the U.S. base, resulting in minor eye injuries. Similar incidents had also been reported in recent weeks. Citing intelligence sources, IHS Jane's Defense Weekly reports that the Chinese Navy is suspected of using the laser weapons at their base or on a ship offshore. Reports from American pilots indicated that the lasers were of military grade and originated from the Chinese base on at least 3 occasions. The U.S. has also requested an investigation on the incidents, though Beijing has yet to respond. Chinese military observers did tell the South China Morning Post it's possible the lasers were being used to scare off birds or spy drones and may not have been targeting the pilots at all. Right.